You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. In the hush money trial of Donald Trump, his attorneys cast Michael Cohen as shady with an intense hatred of the former president and financial motivation to lie about the scheme. Tom Howell and Susan Ferricchio report Trump's attorneys say Cohen is a lying felon and rogue actor who paid adult film actress Stormy Daniels on his own and demanded fees in 2017 while Trump was president. Defense attorneys questioned Cohen after several hours of testimony Monday that retraced his rise with the Trump Organization as a loyal fixer and his efforts to squash unflattering stories when Trump ran for president in 2016. High-profile Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, joined Trump in the courthouse to show support. He told reporters that the cases brought against Trump amount to election interference, and Congress has a constitutional responsibility to investigate the prosecutors. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records tied to alleged efforts to conceal the Daniels payment. President Biden isn't the only one frustrated by Israel's inability to strike a ceasefire deal with Hamas. Officials from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, the two most influential Gulf Arab states, have lashed out against Israel's incursion into Rafah and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's suggestions that the two countries would contribute to his security plans for a post-war Gaza. The Saudi Foreign Ministry warned against the Israel Defense Forces' displacement of Palestinian civilians and the lack of safe havens for them. A pro-life leader who stored fetuses inside her Washington, D.C. home was given a nearly 5-year prison sentence for blocking an abortion clinic. Matt Delaney reports U.S. District Court Judge Colleen Kolar-Kotelly handed down a 57-month sentence to Lauren Handy. Authorities discovered Handy had 5 fetuses in her home when she was charged 2 years ago for organizing a 2020 blockade of a D.C. abortion clinic. Co-defendants John Hinshaw and William Goodman were also sentenced to 21 and 27 months in prison, respectively, for their roles in the blockade. The Department of Justice Inspector General says the FBI and other federal law enforcement agencies stripped whistleblower agents of security clearances and pay without providing an opportunity to appeal the decision. In a memo, Kerry Pickett reports IG Michael Horowitz called the lack of an appeal process for those decisions problematic. He found similar concerns in the security clearance policy at the Drug Enforcement Administration and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. The FBI has been under scrutiny for its treatment of whistleblowers over the past 2 years after Congress received confidential disclosures about retaliation. And finally, national politics reporter Seth MacLachlan looks at how Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s quixotic presidential candidacy is affecting the overall race. Kennedy, running as an independent, embraces most of Democrats' ideological goals of abortion rights and combating climate change, but sounds skeptical of bipartisan Washington's consensus on open borders and large amounts of aid for Ukraine's war with Russia. Pollsters, though, say Kennedy draws from all demographics, with the voters he attracts usually falling somewhere between the two parties on the issues. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.